going to be giving you some more details related to the first evaluation. So, like I said, let's say in the previous email, you can do this individually, in pairs, or in groups of three. So that would be, let's say, the maximum number of people that can be part of this project. The only differences are going to be in the number of texts, either emails or text messages that you're going to analyze. Let's say in this evaluation, and I'm going to show you an example here. Like I said, here in terms of the task, you have to analyze them either. You have to analyze either emails or text messages, WhatsApp or any other Instagram or any type of message, that you can see. Uh, the only thing, like I said before in the previous point, is like the number of texts or emails are gonna be different depending on the number of people that will be part of the group. For example, if you want to do this individually, you have to collect 10 emails or a text conversation between two people, at least 15 lines per person, 15 exchanges per person. If you do this in pairs, so it's going to be either 15 emails or a text conversation between two people, at least 25 lines per person. That's also, let's say, okay. In groups of three, 20 emails or text conversation between two people, at least 35 lines per person. Here you can see that it is like between two people. That's the minimum, let's say, number of people that can be having a conversation. You can also include, let's say, in a conversation that maybe in a group that three people are talking. That's also okay. You will have to identify them as, let's say, authors. So author A and B minimum. You can also include another author, author C, if you would like to do that. But that's, let's say, that's okay. So let's say the role of this is going to be, you're going to look for linguistic markers. If you see this example, the one that we covered in class, there's going to be a variable. So this is going to be like the correct form or the form that you're looking for. And the preferences, for example, author A or maybe author B. And if you included a third one, author C, you can, let's say, include the differences or, let's say, similarities. So like I said, here you're going to be looking for linguistic markers. Some differences and similarities between, let's say, the authors. I mean, here it says age, but only if you can tell based on the vocabulary they use. Of course, the most important elements are style, grammar, punctuation. And you're going to produce a report. And I'll show you, let's say, an example of, let's say, previous semester. And please don't forget to add the messages or the emails that you're going to be using in your analysis. So here you can find, let's say, a task from last year. This is a profile table. So in this case, let's say the people used three authors. So here there are the characteristics. So for example, adult, maybe young adult, what they talk about, the name or the slang. So this would be like a general profile because let's say between the three authors, let's say that the types of, for example, the information they use like semi-formal language. There are some typing errors, and things like that. And then in the second part, like the table that I was showing you before, the variable okay. So here author A writes it okay or okay only, okay with a capital letter. Asking for confirmation, what they do that. If they write por, how, like, doesn't use it, por, asking for information. So here the elements on the variable part, they're really up to you. So it's, let's say, these are the things that you would like to compare. For example, here they included some typing errors. So for example, here they say does not correct them, doesn't have errors, or corrects using them an asterisk. Swear words, so here if they use them or not, or maybe, for example, in the case here, author C uses something, let's say, more polite. Semi-formal language, emojis or stickers, uses, doesn't use, etc. Here there is like a simple, let's say, conclusion, based on, this is what I mean, let's say, like a sort of analysis of what you see, like, for example, in this case, they were not using so many emojis or stickers because it was like maybe a business or a work conversation. So that's why it's like there is a level of formality here. Maybe here they say like the use of punctuation marks is almost absent or non-existent. There are some differences between the authors, and also here there are some examples. There are also some similarities. There is specific terminology because probably they are talking about something specific at work. Yeah, and here these are the messages that they analyzed. So, for example, for now, what you can do is collect all the information, and tomorrow we can see this in class since we're going to be using a computer lab. Okay.